This is hands down one of the funniest Charity Tuesdays so far. Hi everyone, Mariah here and welcome back to my channel. So today's Tuesday, which means it is Charity Tuesday, and this is a series where I talk about my bookish finds from charity shops. I absolutely love charity shopping, and one of the main reasons why I started this series is because I really wanted to kind of promote charity shopping for books. Not only can you find some really good things in charity shops, but it also makes reading so much more affordable. Books can be very expensive, and whilst there's absolutely nothing wrong with going to bookstores and buying some books, I much prefer going to charity shops because you can get so many books for much cheaper prices. And it's also really fun when you do find something really interesting as well. Sometimes I showcase popular books, sometimes I showcase series or just kind of rare books that I found, but today's is a little bit different, and it's actually more of a funny / interesting book. So the book that I want to show you is Fire Watching, and this is a thriller. So it wasn't actually just the book itself that I was interested in, but it was the tabs and annotations that it came with. So yeah, this book had actually been pre-tabbed and annotated before I picked it up, and I didn't even think charity shops would sell something like this. I thought they would have maybe pulled this sort of stuff off the shop floor. I don't know why, but I just assumed that books weren't able to be tabbed and sold. So yeah, this book had actually come pre-tabbed and annotated, and these are some of the funniest annotations I have ever seen in my life. Me and my friend had an absolute blast in the charity shop reading through some of this, and I was just like, there's absolutely no way that I can leave this book on the shelf. Like, it's gonna have to come back with me. It's just absolutely full of really funny annotations, and also full of little Among Us characters with the word sus next to it and stuff, and honestly it's just so entertaining. I genuinely think this is more interesting than the book. I honestly want to read this book just for the annotations, but I do also want to read the book to understand the annotations as well. The book itself does sound really interesting. So like I said, it is a thriller, and it's about a body that is found in the walls of a house, and the investigator called Adam, I think he's known as Tyler though throughout the book, Adam Tyler is his full name, he is actually connected to the crime somehow, and he is actually more involved compared to what he thinks. And by the sound of it, there is somebody else watching Adam and keeping tabs on him and keeping an eye on him. And this person actually knows how the body got there and knows everything that happened. So it sounds like there's a lot of secrets going on. So it genuinely just sounds really interesting. I thought it'd be really funny to kind of show you some of the annotations in this book, because they are so good. They are just too good to not include. So the person that had this before actually wrote trigger warnings at the front. So shout out for the notifications on the trigger warnings there. And the person was called Daz. So Daz, whoever you are, absolute comedian by the way. Daz wrote this 3.5 to 5 stars and said, I really like Tyler as a character, that's the investigator. I also warmed up to the others. I got a bit bored and lost sometimes, but it was overall enjoyable. And to be fair, it does sound like a pretty decent read. Literally straight away on page 6, there is an annotation that says, oh, literally slayed, because they're talking about the body. There's one here that's underlined saying, wondering if they have PE tomorrow and whether or not the kit's been washed. And next to it, it just says British core. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. There are just absolutely tons of really funny questions that this person has put, like, why the hell is it talking so much about her weight, ? Or there's just an underlined word and they're just like, what? ? Smiley face. The amount of slays and exclamation marks in this book, so good. This bit here just says, help Tyler, I love you. And just Tyler just says, and I'm out of here. I really want to know the context behind some of these annotations. Like I said, the funniest annotations in this book are all the little Among Us characters with the little susses. Honestly, they are just so funny. I've just never seen anything like this, and I just think it's so humorous, and I think this is genuinely gonna make my reading experience more enjoyable. I'm kind of tempted to annotate the annotations as I go along, and I've never done that before. I've never annotated anything, but I'm really curious as to whether that would make it more of a fun experience. There's a little bit here that's talking about a little dog a Yorkshire Terrier, and they've put a good boy with exclamation marks and a smiley face. So valid. I'm trying to find the page. I came across it in the charity shop and I thought it was absolutely hilarious. But there's a bit where I think the pencil breaks and they put, oh no, my pencil's broke. I'm sorry, but was that an Among Us character with a little cowboy hat? Oh no, it was an Among Us character on fire. This one's an Among Us character on fire and it just says Lily is so sus. This makes me really want to read the book. I want to find out what's going on. Oh my God, I found it. So there's a few pages beforehand where there's an annotation saying, yes, go Rabbani, girl boss, which I absolutely love. But then there's kind of like no annotations for a few pages. And then at the top, it just says, slay, I got a new pencil. I also just absolutely love the random annotations as well, where it seems like something has been revealed and they're just like, no, I said this, or, oh my gosh, I knew it. It's just, I absolutely love reading Daz's thoughts, especially towards the end when they really seem to be finding stuff out and they're just like, F this person and F this person, F in red flag and all of this sort of stuff. It's just such a unique find in my opinion, and I would absolutely love to read this. Honestly, I could sit and read through these annotations all day. I actually can't wait to get to this book at some point. I just think it makes the book a really unique find. And like I said, I didn't expect to find something like this in a charity shop. I don't know why I had it in my head that they weren't able to sell stuff that was written in or anything like that. I think I saw a comment somewhere saying that. But at the same time, maybe it's dependent on the shop or whether they even notice. But I remember when I picked it up and took it to the person at the counter, they kind of looked at it as if to say, what the heck is that? It's unique, it's funny, it's interesting, and honestly, Daz, wherever you are, whoever you are going to make my reading experience really, really fun. So thank you so much for your service. Let me know in the comments if you have read this book or if it's on your TBR, or if you haven't, feel free to let me know some of your favorite bookish finds from charity shops. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your week and I will see you in the next video. Bye.